Howdy, my name is Xingjian Hao. I come from English 210 Research Team H2. I'm here to represent our results of our recommendation reports of the equipment replacement at Gold's Gym brand. In this presentation, I will go over 5 parts of our project, which includes the introduction, methodologies, results, conclusions, and recommendation. So for the introduction, I will explain the current condition and Gold Gym brand. And so there exists a scarcity of the equipments that are aged, and this creates a long waiting for the customers that are eager to use these equipments. In that case, there is a need for us to eliminate or reduce the waiting times in order to satisfy the customers, so that they will be more willing to stay in our gym. So for our methodology, we have designed 5 individual tasks, which the first one will be information gathering. We will have an interview with the manager about the equipment replacement procedure at Gold's Gym brand. The next one will be equipment investigation, in which we'll do some researches about which equipment that helps the most on muscle building. The third one will be compared with the alternatives, in which we will compare the inventories of the Gold's Gym brand and another Gold's Gym and college station. The next one will be identified equipment popularities, in which we will have a primary research to observe the waiting population and waiting period for all kinds of equipment at Gold's Gym brand. The next one will be a pattern investigation, in which we will hand out a survey at Gold's Gym brand to ask about people's impression about the waiting times about all of the equipments. So here comes our results. So obviously for the replacement procedure, there's only one rule, which is the manager plays the decisive roles. And however, the manager says our patrons are very important to him, and he might consider it into his plan for next time in the equipment update. And however, there is no current replacement plan for him at Gold's Gym brand. So for our task 2, we have found some support from academia, which explains which kind of equipment will help the most on muscle building. So for the chest muscles, the bench press are the most effective one, since they can help with the triceps, biceps, and the chest muscles. And for the backs, the machine rolls will help the most, since it can develop the thickness and volume. And for the legs, the squat rack is very popular and also very helpful. And we have to do the comparison of all the inventories at Gold's Gym brand and Gold's Gym college station. And you can see it's pretty obvious that for all kinds of equipments, Gold's Gym brand is relatively less compared with the Gold's Gym college station. And we also do our own observation of the equipment utility, in which we observe at Gold's Gym brand for a period and record down the percentage of time for those equipment that were used. And we have showed the top 4 equipment that were frequently used here. So the last one is our result for the patron survey. And based on those data, we also did some weighted calculations to better present the relationship and the result. So you can see the results from those bolded numbers, that the cable station and power rack are the most weighted equipments in customers' impressions. So based on those data, we have drawn our conclusion. And while in the investigating and the analysis, we have found some points, which is that the equipment in shortages always overlaps with the equipment that are waited long. So based on those points, we have built our conclusions on 4 different aspects, which the first one is that our research is worthwhile, since it can help explain the logic in the background and also solve the current conditions. And also our result fits manager's interest if he will consider our patron result. And we have identified the most weighted machine is the power rack, and the most frequently used are the power racks and the cable station. So for our recommendation, we will recommend the Ghost branch manager to purchase more power racks and Smith machines will replace the aged power racks and cable station. And by doing this, he will reduce the waiting time for the customers, which will increase the satisfaction of all the customers. And in that case, more profit will be created. So the customers will leave some positive feedback and they even refer their friends to come to our gym. And that's all for our presentation. Thank you for your time and get game.